I loved it. I loved it. It wasn't taking a lot out of me. But one thing that I think my followers do need to know about me is the fact that I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like I'm dreaming, let's both get away this weekend. I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like I'm dreaming, let's both get away.
I've been expecting you. Hello, hi everybody. I hope that you're all good today. It is so good to see you. If you are a returning subscriber, if you subscribed after my previous video, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for taking us to the top. Thank you for bringing me to where we are today. If it is your first time coming to the Lalo Dinga family, I don't know why you haven't subscribed yet. Ask yourself, prioritize yourself. Subscribe, just do it. Just do it. If you haven't done it yet, do it now. So what we're gonna get into today is skela. Let's talk about skela. Let's talk about skela, baby. Let's talk about school. Let's talk about the Universiteit. So I was studying a BA in Fine Arts, which is a 4-year degree. I've gone from there to studying a BCom Financial Sciences. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the difference. We're here to talk about the reason I changed. I'm here to explain some things to you guys, maybe some things you didn't know, and some things you didn't know about me. Jump straight into the video. I was a pianist and a vocalist at the time, so and art made me feel things that I'd never felt before. It awoke a passion in me that I never thought I had for anything except music. When I got to matric, I decided, you know what, I want to study art. And I wanted to study it at the University of Cape Town. One of my autistic role models happened to teach there. And I would have killed just to breathe the same air as her. When I saw her art anyway, I would get an artistic aneurysm. I'll put her name over here. I ended up choosing Pretoria
because I had a cousin that already went there. Pretoria was also just the quieter, or at least.
and because I was also following a boy. Regrets, child. Choices. She's probably one of the wisest people I ever met. She told me how much art takes out of you as a degree. But what I was being told by people that were at the university was that art students have so much free time. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna get to be artsy. There's no studying. I just get to do what I love. And I'm gonna enjoy varsity because I'll be doing what I love. Wait, that's the biggest lie anyone can tell you. Besides the world's biggest lies, I went there for varsity, and I loved it. I learned a whole lot of mediums I didn't even know existed. I learned a lot, and it's a very one-on-one, hands-on degree. There are 20 people in your class at most. 20. I loved it. It wasn't taking a lot out of me. But one thing that I think my followers do need to know about me is the fact that I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And I also have ADHD. I think at that point I was aware of, you know, what was going on with me and whatever. But I think I just had sensory overload with varsity life and all of that, and just newly discovered freedoms, receiving money every month, because I lived at home. My parents never felt the need to give me an allowance. Like if I wanted something, I just let them know and they'd give it to me, you know what I'm saying? So this now, like, I've got my own money, I can do whatever. That made me default from my medication, which is a bad thing, but wouldn't have been so bad if I hadn't gone through all the things I went through that year. One of those things is the fact that I got abducted. My mental health was declining at a rapid rate. I was losing family members. Also being incredibly self-destructive because of what was going on with my health. Like, my health was in the fucking gutter. Just losing myself, right? Because I was sick. I wasn't well, and I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't attending therapy. So it seems like everyone found out that I've started a YouTube channel. So now everyone wants to cut their fucking grass on the same day. But it's fine. I started fucking up at school. Like, I started doing badly, and the worst thing about fine arts is that if you don't put the work in, you can tell. Even my visual journal would just, my ideas would be all over the place. My visual journal would not be grand, and I was losing family members. I wouldn't come to school, or I'd come late. My ADHD would make me also just feel like I was so disorganized. Like, I didn't have my shit together. I'd already started lagging. The abduction happened, and that took a lot out of me. That took a lot out of me as a person, as a child. After that, I realized that, you know what, I need to be hospitalized. I lived my life for a month, messed everything up. Sure, so my foundation looks super light because it's my mom's. I realized that, you know what, like, I'm not okay, and my disorder right now is ruining my chances of even fucking finishing this year. I'm looking at my marks, like, I'm really doing the bare minimum. I'm hardly ever at school, and I'm not doing my best. I'm not doing what I know I can. And the moment it felt like a burden, I knew that something was wrong, because this is my passion. This is what I love to do. That was when I realized that people were starting their final projects for the year, and that's a very big one, right? So I started realizing that, no man, like, this degree is asking me for things that I can no longer give. Like, I can't give. It's asking me for parts of myself that I can't give. Because the thing with art is that when you create, you draw from yourself, you draw energy from yourself, you draw experiences from yourself. And to draw an experience from your heart, you have to be okay with feeling the emotions. So I decided, while I was in the hospital, I was like, okay, I started thinking about changing my degree. Now I'm thinking about the fact that I can't do this work if I'm not at school. And I could not be at school so many times during the year. I couldn't be at school, first of all, because I would take so many mental health days because I defected from my medication. Second of all, I wouldn't be able to come to school because I'd have so many injuries because I've got lax muscles and I played basketball. Third, like, I was just having a hard time finding stability in my life. And with the problem with bipolar disorder is that stability becomes a very, 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 very important. If you don't maintain that, then your poles become further, the two poles of your emotions, severe depression and hypomania, become further and further apart, and the severity becomes magnanimous. So I started having a look. I did complete my project, by the way. So I started having a look at other degrees and looking at my marks, and something told me that I should do accounting. I chose to do BCom Financial Sciences, and I was at the point where I was like, you know what, it's not gonna ask as much of me as art did. And I'm not saying you have to always be healthy to study art. It's a very intense degree. It's gonna ask things of you sometimes that you will not be able to give, or sometimes that you have to dig really deep into yourself to find. When I had my bad relapse, I thought, you know what, fuck it, let me just change this degree. I enjoyed my first year of that. If you are unhappy, or if you feel like you can't provide your degree what it needs, then leave. Like, by all means, finish your year and then leave. And if you have the means to go back and finish off, then do that. Like, but do something in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? And this is my meantime degree. I have every intention of going back and finishing what I started. I didn't necessarily change to something that I was passionate about, but I changed to something that I needed to do at the time. I'm one person. If you never want to see civil engineering again, nigga, change that shit. And so with my mental health and just my health period and how this degree is coming along, I'm very happy, and I don't need to dig deep to finish a ledger, you know. I have not completed this degree yet. This was meant to be my final year, but unfortunately that is not the case. Mentally, I'm not in a great space right now, but I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. It's heartbreaking watching all your friends graduate and knowing that, you know, like, I should be graduating with all my mates. It hurts, like, I'm not gonna lie. To tell you the truth, it hurts, like, it really does. But at the same time, like, if you are in that situation, just know that honestly, like, people always say own race, own pace. Eventually you will get that degree. Even if you get excluded, dude, you will appeal, you will get back into school, and you will get that degree. They can't listen us degrees we paid for, guys. Imagine, they can't listen us degrees we paid for. I'm joking, they really can. And all we can do is be happy for the people around us that are doing so great. But also you can't help but, hi boy, this lighting. No, you can't help but feel like I'm behind. You can't help but feel like that should be me, or you know, maybe I'm not as good as Mang Mang. And you shouldn't feel like that at all. You shouldn't feel like that at all. Like, I know own race, own pace is very cliched, but when people started saying that shit, dude, like, they said it for a reason. Don't compare yourself to your friends, because when they leave, that's their degree. It's not our degree. It's not the squad's degree. It's theirs. That's something that I've been dealing with lately, and also just with COVID and how this whole pandemic and online learning fits in with my plans to move forward. Looking at how much time I have left in my degree, which I'm not going to disclose, but it's a lot. I also have things that I'm apprehensive about, as much as I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to change degrees and to put myself in a better space, you know. School is a priority for me, and I think it's a priority for anyone who's in there, but my health is more of a priority to me than school is, because if my health is not 100%, then how can you expect my work to be, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It does feel like shit at first studying with people who are younger than you, let alone studying with people who are much younger than you, which is why I thank God for online school. Just remember that, like, if people keep asking you when you're graduating, you don't owe them an answer. Unless those people are paying your tuition fees, you don't owe them an answer. You don't owe them an answer. You can just close this. Facing exclusion, like, and you have a valid reason. You've also completed your appeal. You're just sitting at home waiting. You're unsure about a lot of things that are gonna happen for you next year and all of that. Just honestly, all you can do is appeal and wait. Don't allow that to take over your entire life, even though it technically does. I've seen what this does to people, because you basically, especially people with bursaries, you basically sit for 2 months or however long school takes to open, and you can't prep, you can't register, you can't do anything, which means your entire life comes to a standstill until your appeal comes through. Give yourself something to do. Keep yourself busy, because you're gonna be waiting a very long time, and you're gonna be waiting for a very important answer from very important people. And if there's nothing that you can do except wait, then do that. Try to get your shit together for school as soon as you can. Have a plan. Should you go back, where are you going to live? Should you go back and you lose a bursary, how are you going to pay your fees? What is your completion plan for the rest of this degree? At the end of the day, the things that cross our paths happen for a reason, and you need to have a game plan for whatever it is that's occurring in your life right now. You don't expect the worst, but know what you would do should the worst happen. But yeah, for now, like, that's just what's going on with me academically. And I felt like I had a lot to share because it's the beginning of the year. Some people are starting new degrees. Some people are going to study art. Like, I also wanted to let you guys in on my mental disorders. Like, I want us to be really close on this channel, but I also wanted to do it without making an entire video about it. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or you would like a video about it or how it works, or you'd like me to link you to some videos that explain the disorder, then I would love to do that. I would love to do that for you if that is what you would like to see. Okay, so my final words on this video are that don't allow other people's achievements to bring you down and make you think that that's where you should be. Take your time in varsity, finish at your own pace, put yourself first. If you feel like you need a leave of absence, don't be afraid. Don't underestimate the power of making a decision for yourself to be better. Know when something is not for you at the time. You are constantly going to be unhappy. Your passions will make you unhappy. Take a page from my book. Whatever you get from this video, I hope is positive. I hope it can help you. I hope it can help anyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like this video. It helps me out so much. Comment, tell me what videos you would like to see next. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, your family to subscribe to the channel, and put it on your module group chat. Put it on your module group chat, yeah. Put it on the NSFAS group chat with the one with 256 plus people on there. Okay.
I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like I'm dreaming, let's both get away this weekend. I'm drinking, you smoking, you riding on me slow motion. I feel like I'm dreaming, let's both get away this weekend.